Yangon holds a strange paradox. It is home to an incredible 2,500-year-old Buddhist stupa maintained with pristine perfection, and simultaneously holds Southeast Asia's highest density of decaying, century-old colonial architecture. The city is split by an extreme preservation divide. On one side, you have a spiritual center backed by endless funding and devotion. On the other, a secular downtown administrative grid left to suffer decades of severe monsoons, cyclones, and benign neglect. Exploring this divide requires significant physical capital. The tropical heat, the intense humidity, and the sheer logistical friction of navigating broken sidewalks and chaotic traffic pull heavily on your endurance. Optimizing a Yangon itinerary requires a strict budget of physical energy and logistical patience. After decades of isolation, commercial construction accelerated rapidly, especially after the government relocated the capital to Naypyidaw in 2005 and left these heritage buildings behind. This map illustrates the collision. The Yangon Heritage Trust is working to protect colonial sites with historic blue plaques, but new development is aggressively crowding the downtown grid and pushing against the visual radius of the Shwedagon Pagoda. To defend the skyline, the city enforces strict zoning. Buildings within a 1-mile radius of the pagoda are capped at 6 stories, and structures to the south cannot break a 160-meter line-of-sight threshold. You are looking at a fleeting window of history. If you visit now, you witness the raw, unfiltered character of the city before modern development erases its heritage zones. Let's evaluate the options, starting with Dagon Township's spiritual core. The Shwedagon Pagoda is the highly accessible, heavily funded apex of Yangon's heritage. Looking at this historic photograph, you can see the sheer magnitude of the central stupa and its surrounding planetary shrines. The main structure reaches 99 meters high, plated in an estimated 45 tons of solid gold, with thousands of diamonds encrusted at the peak. To experience this, you need to allocate 2 to 3 hours, pay a $5 entry fee, and strictly adhere to the barefoot rule for the entire complex. The accessibility comes with sharp trade-offs. If you visit in the middle of the day, the marble platforms will physically burn your feet. And because the site is equipped with modern escalators and elevators, you are guaranteed to share the space with thousands of other tourists and local pilgrims. Shwedagon offers an unmatched cultural immersion, but it extracts a toll in personal space and requires precise scheduling, usually early morning or late evening, to avoid physical discomfort. Contrast that with the secular downtown. This is an unprotected, rapidly decaying urban frontier. This effort versus impact chart maps out your decisions. We plot Shwedagon here as low effort but high impact. When we evaluate a self-guided downtown walking tour, it lands in the extreme top right corner. Incredibly high impact, but demanding exceptionally high effort. The logistics of navigating merchant and strand roads on foot are brutal. You expose yourself to intense tropical heat while walking alongside heavy, chaotic traffic. This pink and yellow colonial facade is exactly the kind of target you'll be hunting for. To see this heritage, you must cross busy streets to identify these architectural details, then negotiate with guards for permission to step inside the courtyards. The reward is capturing rare, unfiltered photographs of decaying Edwardian and Art Deco structures with trees growing straight through the walls. The risk is spending hours facing locked government doors and constant rejection. Choosing the downtown path richly rewards the patient and resilient traveler with authentic history. It severely punishes anyone unprepared for the urban climate and the lack of basic tourist infrastructure. This perfectly maintained red brick building represents the third option for experiencing colonial history: fully restored luxury heritage properties like the Strand. The input here is entirely financial. You pay top-tier Western premiums for a night's lodging, an evening meal, or high tea. In exchange, you secure guaranteed air conditioning, 0 safety hazards, and absolute physical comfort while admiring intact 19th century grandeur. The hidden experiential trade-off is isolation. This option places you inside an aesthetic bubble, completely insulating you from the realities of modern local life unfolding right outside the front doors. Luxury restorations successfully eliminate all physical friction, but they do so by selling you a curated, sanitized version of history. This scorecard matrix serves as a diagnostic blueprint to align your travel style with the right experiences. If you are a time-poor, comfort-seeking highlight optimizer, your itinerary is rigid. Skip the unguided downtown walks entirely. Book a late afternoon guided tour of Schwedagon to beat the heat, and schedule high tea at the Strand to see the colonial architecture in comfort. If you are an urban photographer, sacrifice the luxury. Map out Pansoden Street, budget cash for local tips to gain access to building interiors, and accept that your clothes will be ruined by sweat and dust by noon. For the cultural contextualist, balance your day. Circumambulate Schwedagon early in the morning, and then hire official guides from the Yangon Heritage Trust for your downtown walk, ensuring your money directly funds civic preservation. A successful Yangon trip rests on matching your itinerary to your actual physical endurance and ethical priorities. Yangon is transforming fast. The window to witness this extreme dichotomy of immaculate preservation and beautiful decay will close as the city modernizes. The ultimate success of your time here relies entirely on embracing the specific travel friction you can handle and intelligently avoiding the friction you cannot.